It's a very good question you've asked there. I was actually started in fruit and veggies, and when we sold the business, my wife and I were going overseas to America and Sweden. We had some work lined up for 2 years in a recreational farm. So it was a pure accident that I got into real estate. 10 days before we flew out on a plane, a friend of ours told my wife, you need to check to see if you're pregnant, because they'd seen the signs that she was pregnant and we hadn't. And would you believe, yep, my wife was pregnant. And we'd had issues with the pregnancies for the first two, so we didn't want to go to America and Sweden with pregnancy problems, because you hear about the medical issues from overseas. So I had already leased my property out for 2 years. Yes, I did it privately, unfortunately, and I learnt my lesson, but that's another story. So I actually had to apply for a property through a friend because there was a tenant that had moved into our house. So I was homeless and jobless. Rang my friend who owned a real estate agency up, said, hey, I need a property. The girl who showed me through the property, let's say she didn't do the best of jobs, and I rang him up to give him advice that his particular worker wasn't doing so well, and he challenged me and said, if you think you can do a better job, come and do it yourself, and hung up on the phone. Said to my wife at the time, hey, what do you think, real estate? Never thought about it. I'm unemployed, I've got to start looking. Spoke to some friends, etc. And here I am. I ended up, taking that challenge and joining the real estate industry. Being a fruito, you don't have too many, qualifications from that background. So I was in fruit and veggies, and I implemented what I learned in fruit and put that into real estate. Did quite well at it, and listed quite a few number of properties. Now, living in a regional town in New South Wales, I didn't know that listing 300 managements in a year was good until I'd been to, seminars, and I'd met other consultants and other BDMs, and they're saying, how many are you listing? And I'd say, 25 this month, and they go, wow, you should be teaching us how to do it. So I started getting phone calls and emails from other BDMs asking, and I was ringing and chasing people, I want to learn more, and other consultants are saying, we've got nothing else to teach you. So I went, wow, if a fruito can do it, then maybe there's a market to teach people how to do it. I had the privilege and honour of winning back-to-back Excellence in Business Development Awards through Leading Property Managers of Australia, and it opened my eyes. I thought, wow, I need to get in there and start training other BDMs, because there was no one training BDMs on how to grow rent rolls at the time. What gives me a buzz in real estate? Well, when I first joined real estate, I was a leasing consultant, so I did that for a few months, and I used to love putting that person into the property. There's nothing better than ringing a family and saying, hey, you've been approved for the property, and you get that excitement at the other end of the phone. So, and you've beat the rival agent in putting them into your property. Then when I became a BDM, there's nothing better than beating the rival agent for the listing. I'm a competitive person, as most people that know me, and being able to give advice to a landlord or a potential landlord of how you can, manage their property to its full potential, getting them the best return, it was a buzz. It was really good. Now my buzz in real estate is actually, when you've come off stage and someone comes to you, if you've just done a seminar presentation, wow, you've rejuvenated my life, and I can do this, I can do that, I can implement all that, I can do it too. Or an email from somebody or a phone call, Dennis, I listed 3 this week because I put this in place. That's what really, it keeps you going. I love helping people.